Let's rewind.
I love movies to begin with, and I used to work at video stores in the 1990s. Then I got in the bar industry, and after 7 years of working at bars, I'm like, this cannot be my lot in life. I don't want to be known just for getting people drunk. So I want to do something more impactful with the youth of the world, recommending sweet, sweet cinema. So where we're sitting right now, it used to be known as Oddity Cinema, which my friend Chris Cavoto opened up in 2004. But after 11 months, he had moved back to the east for another job, and he was looking to pass the store off to somebody. Opportunity struck. I was looking to get out of the bar industry, but had no money that I could take it over. But luckily, the community of White Ave is pretty tight. So my friends over at Daddy Restaurant fronted me the money so I could take it. Of course, there was no money to be made because all the other video stores were still around. So I definitely wanted to be as outrageous and niche as possible with the titles I chose. Everything had to be exploitation and what the hell is this kind of movies. But as the years went on, all the other video stores started disappearing, Blockbuster, Movie Studio, Rogers, etc. And then I realized I was the last video store kicking, and I had put too much time and effort into keeping this place going and building up kind of a community movie nerd base here at the shop that now I'm stuck here.
We found it online when we moved here in about 2016. We were looking for things to do on White Ave, and this was one of the ones that popped up. Always used to go to a place in Kingston that was a similar kind of video store, kind of that old retro feel, and decided to give this place a look. Found the sandwich board outside, and the rest have been coming back ever since.
Literally years ago, like probably 15, 20 years ago, been coming here, and I had friends picking up horror movies that I didn't even know existed from here 15 years ago, and I've just kind of loved it ever since.
I love this place, and I hope it never goes, because if it does, that's, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do, because nobody else is into this like this. And I love all the posters here, and some of the compilations that are here. You might have a collector that brings in some stuff. I see it. I don't look at price. I look at what's there, and all of the stuff is quality. I never have to worry about anything here. It's one of the best places in town, and this is where I come to.
Open up, turn on the lights. I try to get the musty basement smell out as best as I can, put on some movies, and then just wait for the people to come. And, you know, but besides ordering movies, you know, in my downtime, you know, writing mini reviews and stuff and spreading the good word out there. And just honestly, just researching like one website after another, like what movies can I bring in that no one else in this city has or see? Yeah, I mean, it's what I do is generally what I would do at the bar over a couple beers if I'm in a good conversation. Just nerd out. The only difference is I'm nerding out to pay the rent, which is a struggle from time to time. Yes, absolutely. So I still work at bars at night. And as the years went on, the store kind of pays for itself, but working at the bars at night is like make sure my cat's fed and my rent, my personal rent is paid. So when the pandemic happened, obviously the bars were closed. So I'm like, uh-oh. Is this going to be it? And then I tried to keep the store open for a bit, but like, can't let people in your store. I'm like, totally get it. So out of desperation, it took me like a week, but I put my entire inventory on my website. But the cool thing was people didn't want to see the store closed. So they would send me lists and I would just run upstairs and they just pay me at the door. And the honest thing happened, business got better, like really good. Like this sounds terrible, but I'm kind of sad the real lockdown is over because I was killing it, man. In fact, my biggest concern at the time was I couldn't get new product into the store because I get my stuff from the US and the borders are kind of buggered up, right? But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, business was good. Also, I didn't have to keep the store clean because no one was allowed in here. So I'm not ashamed to admit many empty cans of beers were laying around the video store as I just chilled out on my couch, watch movies and run upstairs every 20 minutes. And the thing is, I think the reason it stayed consistent with the business is I think people were going nuts sitting at home. They needed an excuse just to leave the house for 10 minutes, you know? I mean, I think we all got in that factory line mode. For me, if I didn't have the store, I would have completely lost my mind. You know, even if my bills were covered, like with the government or whatever, but I needed something to do. So, you know, they always say video store is like an escape or like a record shop, you know. This literally was an escape. We're in an underground bunker surrounded by sweet cinema. I have a fridge full with food, alcohol beverages. So I'm like, the rest of the world didn't matter. You're in the store, nothing else matters. And I always tell my customers too, because the world's a crazy place. I'm like that old knight from Last Crusade, Indiana Jones style. You know, he's not allowed to leave. He's got to guard the Holy Grail. Can I leave? No, you're stuck here. Because the reality is, the store closes, then I have all the blame in the world falls on my shoulders as the guy that killed video stores in Edmonton, Alberta. Well, I'm an amateur writer and I guess sort of actor. Yeah, I mean, I've been blessed. The good thing about the store is what it's lacked in making money is in the last many years, we started a film festival that was born on the store called Dead Fest, which we did at the Garneau Theater for 13 straight years, where we'd show these crazy movies, old and new, to like a crowd of like 300 or 400 beer drinking fans. And it was like a week-long event. We'd bring in actors and directors if we could afford it. And then through that, I met a lot of cool like amateur filmmakers here in Edmonton that started coming to my store. And then we decided to film a few short films here in the video store where I'm kind of playing a grumpier version of myself. And then after doing a few like spoofs movies you'll know, we did some original stuff and they got picked up to play at film festivals in Montreal and LA and New York and out in Europe. And we got a TELUS web series back in 2015 called Straight to Video B-Movie Odyssey that won the Ampio Award for Best Web Series that year.
My name is Keatyn Martin. I am trapped in a world of movies. I find myself jumping plot to plot, fighting for survival.
Kill him! Bring forth the Dark One!
And then we're like, you know what? Instead of making a short, why don't we shoot like a feature movie? Taking all the wackiest ideas we have about the video store life and exaggerating them greatly. And in the last year, that is what happened. We actually, we had some financiers believe in us, and we filmed a feature film of the Last Videostore. So it's in post-production now, and hopefully later in 2023, people can see the silly shenanigans that is the Last Videostore, which will be an 85-minute B-movie video store adventure.
One more thing I wanted to say was, I always think about it. If I could have any superpower in the world that's nerd related, it'd be the ability to be able to switch my brain back to being a 10 or 12-year-old kid before watching a movie. Because you're not cynical yet, the world hasn't influenced your choices of what you think you like and what you don't like, and every movie from drama to comedy or horror or sci-fi is all wonderment and blows your mind away one way or another. And as you get older, you just don't get that back. That would be a great power to have.